Quesada.
Awesome sauce! Hello, y'all. Happy Wednesday, everyone. This is Awesome Sauce Radio. I am your party host, Blind Adam the Comic Pimp. I hope you're having a very abundant, very blessed Wednesday night. You had a great new comic book day. Before we get into the heart of the matter, I'd like to thank my sponsors. I'd like to thank Glamour Under the Stars. Glamour Under the Stars has an amazing event at the Dave & Buster's in Orlando on June 12th. Slam Down Orlando is going to be amazing. Lisa Ann will be there. We have the Hardy Boys, Madison Rain, Tony Storm. If you're a fan of Lisa Ann and her body of work, plus pro wrestling, check out Glamour Under the Stars. Tell them that Blind Adam sent you. Yeah. Also, would like to thank Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. If you want to pick up anything Kevin Smith or Jay and Silent Bob related, go to jayandsilentbob.com. Place your orders. Mike and Julie, love you guys, and I thank you. I also want to give a quick shout out to Exotica. Exotica is happening in Edison, New Jersey, October 21st to the 23rd. Autumn, Gary, the manager, and I shall be there. I also want to give a quick shout out to, so go check out exotica.com, the most sexiest convention on God's green earth. And I'd like to give a shout out to Autumn and the manager who are not here tonight. I just got an email from some of them saying that Autumn's mom fell and broke her leg. So let's all send some positive vibes, some healing thoughts. Autumn, if you need anything, let me know. We love you. And hopefully you'll be back next week, because next week's going to be huge. Now I want to give a warm welcome to our special guest. He was the artist on the Stash Bash 25th anniversary print. He's also an amazing artist. Does a lot of stuff for the USQ and Kevin Smith. Chris McDonald, how you doing, sir?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I want to interrupt one thing real quick. You had made mention about going to jayandsilentbob.com for the stash.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Call the store directly and ask for Michael Zaplick. Everybody, bug him as much as humanly possible and tell him Chris McDonald told you to.
Yeah, do what Chris said, because if I say it, then I'm going to get kicked out of my once a month studio gig.
So what's up?
I'm doing well. So can you tell my audience who you are and what you do?
I doodle. I do my silly little doodles. That's what I do.
That's awesome. So how did you get started? What was your first exposure to Kevin Smith?
Oh, I'm about to be 45, so I'm the age bracket of the Tarantino and Smith fan. You know, Pulp Fiction and Clerks came out right in high school, and I saw it, and I dug it. It was cool. And then I joined the Army, and in that time, there was no internet or anything. So at that time, when you're in the service, you're kind of cut off from the mainstream as much. Mm-hmm. And I had found out that Mallrats came out, and I was on it's called Charge of Quarters, where you kind of just pull like fire watch duty 24 hours. Mm-hmm. And I got the VHS tape, and I brought it to my team leader, and we laughed so hard. We watched that like 4 times in 12 hours over the night, like just back and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, Mallrats was the second Kevin Smith movie I discovered, and that's what made me a fan for life.
Yeah, me too.
Chasing Amy.
Yep. And then I was balls in after Dogma. Like anything, I was like, whatever this guy does after this, I'll fucking watch it.
Yeah, after Mallrats, I was just like, okay, sign me up for life. And then I met him at the Big Apple Comic Con in 1998. Just hanging out, smoking cigarettes with the fans at one point.
See, and I didn't. I was not part of the online fandom until about 3 years ago. I was just a man, and I moved to El Paso with my to be with my girlfriend, and for my birthday, because we're big toy collectors, both of us. I said, you know what? There's those in action figures. I always wanted those, and she started getting them. It took like 3 months to get them in because there were so many. And it turns out a buddy of mine I met here was an admin in one of the Kevin Smith groups, and he asked me to join. So a good handful of people will remember that their first introduction to me was me posting in action figures every week, because it took me like 6 weeks to get them all in. So like every week I was getting more and more and more and more. And one day I just started doodling. I hadn't drawn a little bit, but not really in 20 years. I had an accident with my hand. I started doodling in action figures I wish they would have made. And people went nuts for them. And, bing, bing, boom. I'm here now.
Oh, yeah. And so what was the first piece of artwork that you made outside of the action figure doodles that got you noticed by the USQ staff?
I'm trying to think, because I became friends with two of Kevin's old friends from the old message boards, Daryl Clark and Gavin Appy Morgan. And I did commissions for them. I'm trying to think who was the first one. It's hard to tell, because my 3 years later, I have a really solid friendship in real life with Ernie and Zapsik and Cousin Johnny. It's kind of hard. I'm like, man, who was the first one to really say something? It was either Ernie or Mike. It was one of the two. I forget. It was probably a commission I did for somebody.
Yeah, Ernie's the one person I have not had the pleasure of meeting yet.
Well, you're going to fall in love. I don't care if you're gay, straight, bi, I don't care. He is the most handsome, charming motherfucker you will ever meet in your life.
And I'm actually in trying to reach out to him to see if I can get him to come on the show eventually, because every time I cannot watch Chasing Amy without fast forwarding to that one scene at the hockey rink.
Right.
And he's just like, I told you these were good seats.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it was one of those two. At the time.
Yes.
At the time, I was just doing very simplistic kind of dot eye cartoons, because I was just goofing around. I wasn't really thinking it was going to go anywhere, and then it started going anywhere, and I started I don't know, I was very self-conscious about it, because like I said, I had injured my hand in the service, and turns out I actually still have the skill set. It was still fucking there, just dormant. So I was able to come back with my old talents, I guess, and start developing.
Service.
I had the time to spare. You're welcome.
Yeah, and thank you. So what was it like having to rebuild your confidence up? During this time period of being, I don't know if I can do this. I'm just doodling and messing around to, this is what I do.
I started getting some support in one of the Facebook groups, and then long story short is I ended up opening a side group, the VSQ fan art group, where solely just for artists, because I had been getting so much supports that I wanted to help support other artists. And it was hard. It was difficult, but I couldn't have done it without the support of those people. And to this day, I try to give back to them as much as possible, that just encouraged me and told me I was good enough, my work was good enough, and stopped doubting myself. And obviously my girlfriend Britt, just supports the shit out of me and thinks that anything I draw is amazing. But I would say it was tricky, but I couldn't have done it without the VSQ fan art members.
That's awesome. And shout out to Chrissy, who I forgot to put in the loop. about this because I was at MegaCon and last week I recovered and just forgot.
Well, I think Chrissy should have her own episode because people have a hard time differentiating. And for those who don't know, if there's anybody listening, uh, the print that was done and the prints that have been sent to Fat Man Beyond and the podcasts and stuff that they feature, I just draw them on shit paper. You know, I draw this, and then Chrissy takes it and she digitizes everything, colors it, cleans it up for its fit to print, adds all the special effects, and she polishes it up. She takes my turd and turns it into a piece of gold. And she's got a great storyteller.
That print is beautiful. I just bought it. I'm actually just ordered 2 of them off the stash today, actually.
Oh, nice.
Because I just saw that. I saw that they were still on there. I was like, you know what? At least I can have the print.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad deal. I'm flattered that people are buying it. Thank you. It makes me happy.
So how did this print come about?
Well, so over the 3 years, I'd become increasingly friendly with Mike and Ernie here and there, and just organic relationships developed. We just got along, and Zapsik reached out to me and offered it the opportunity. And initially, he was going to run it by Kevin, and then it was going to be like a paid gig and all that. It was fine. And he changed his mind. He did it behind Kevin's back without permission, made a side deal with me and Chrissy because he knows I'm a big collector, and graciously, amongst other things, traded me his Vicky Doom ventriloquist dummy from Comic Book Men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, my collection is extensive, so he knew that I would like it, and I took the deal. We did it. He designed it to be very personal for Kevin. Animal House is his favorite movie, so he wanted it designed after Animal House. People are like, well, why wasn't this character added? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? I fit in 45 fucking characters, okay? I can only do so much. But the people in there are the supporters of Kevin, his real life friends, his family, long-term acquaintances, people that helped build the stash, helped build Smodco, helped build Smodcastle. So it was really intended to be a gift to Kevin. Like, hey, here you go, boss. Here's 25 years of everything you've done.
I still can't believe 25 years have passed.
It's actually
that, that Clerks is almost a 30-year-old movie at this point.
There's a lot going on in that print. If people pass by, they don't realize that the secret stash is the foundation of the building in the prints. Or Quick Stop. Sorry, Quick Stop's the foundation of the secret stash. So there's a lot of that was put into it, and I requested to put in the actors and viewer skiers that have passed away, and I went so far as to call Jeff Anderson and make sure that he was okay with me putting a character of Lisa up in the clouds with everybody. And
yeah, I was gonna, because even when I talked to him at MegaCon, and I got to do like a minute and a half interview with him, I made sure not to even mention Lisa because I wasn't sure.
Some asshole did that at the Q&A at the Stash Bash, fucking stood up and asked the clerks, can you share any memories about Lisa? And he knows exactly who Lisa is, and he still fucking asked it. And I know who you are, piece of shit. But I went that far. No, fucking asshole. I went that far to make sure he was okay with it. He was. So, we got Stan Lee in there, Carrie Fisher and Lisa, and Alan Rickman, and George Carlin, and Adam West, and Peter Mayhew. And at the time it came out, when we first were working on it was like a 3-month endeavor. Rob Bruce wasn't included. We all know why. Just fucking move on. And then he passed away, and everything went away. and we made sure that Rob was in there. We made sure Marco was in there, and trying to think who else got added because Kevin. Oh yeah, we almost forgot Josh Rouse, and I made sure to put.
Josh, yeah, the only reason why I have a Kevin cameo on this podcast.
He's great. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been allowed my extra minutes to direct my photo op he made. Because he's doing the photo ops. It's click and boom, click.
Yeah,
boom.
Josh and Lou are awesome. I love those guys. Is there a movie coming out yet?
I think so, and I know he put on Twitter that he's doing a follow up for Magnum Opus. So he's going to have a documentary of the making of Clerks 3, which I'm super excited for. So.
Nice, yeah, because I bought one of those cameos from Liv and Josh back in the day.
Yeah, no, solid people. I dig it. I got to play poker with him, and even though he went out like in two hands, but whatever.
They're super cool peeps.
Yep.
So you have any predictions for Clerks 3 at this point?
I've been saying something since before day one. I've always wanted to happen, and I have no inside information. Yes, I talked to Jeff Anderson. Yes, I talked to Marilyn. Yes, all those people I talked to. Jeff Anderson sent me a video of him talking about his mosaics to post in my fan art group because he's not on social media. So with all those super connections, I don't know shit about it. I haven't seen it. But I've always said that Veronica should end up with Randall and tell him that the lasagna was always for you.
That would be ironic.
And you know what? They live happily ever after. But other than that, no, I'm just really.
I'm just interested to see where Dante and Becky leave off with the kid.
Yeah, because I did a drawing about that where they're at the Quick Stop, and because the kid would be like 14 now. Like it's been longer between Clerks 2 and Clerks 3 than it was between Clerks 1 and Clerks 2.
Yeah, that's right. About 14, 15, the kid would be at this point.
Right. So they would have a blended child in New Jersey in this heightened states of social correctness. Like that kid's going to be that character, whoever it is good. It's good. I'm excited for it. It's going to be hilarious, I think.
It'd be great if the kid's hero was Uncle Randall and takes after Uncle Randall in every way.
Yeah, I would hope. And I'm excited for the recreations of scenes. He showed a couple tidbits of the old Clerk scene and how they duplicated it for this movie. So I'm excited to kind of see how well they duplicated. I do have a little inside information on that I can't share with you. So I do know some of the smaller characters that are coming back should be fucking hilarious.
The only one I want to come back in the big way is Pickle Fucker.
I don't know. I wonder that too.
That was my favorite thing. My favorite cameo in Clerks 2.
And that's one thing I did and nobody's caught it yet. But if you look on my print, right behind the bumper of the Bluntmobile, there's a half-eaten pickle on the ground. So I figure at this point it would have leaked if he was on set. But I would like to. I like to see it. But I want to see. They posted that picture.
They did a signing with Jason not too long ago for those for the signed band.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we all know it's out there that Jason Lee's back in some way. He started doing private signings. He did a podcast. But I'm excited because Ernie or somebody posted a picture of Ernie and cousin Johnny together dressed as Cohee London and Rick Derris.
Nice.
And I'm not spoiling anything. That's fucking out on the internet. That
was on the actual, I think, World of Kevin Smith group.
Yeah, and I loved it so much. I took that prints and that picture and I put at the bottom like a pair of goddamn Chinese finger cuffs, and I had Ernie and Johnny sign it for me. So I guess I'm a little biased because the people I'm friends with. I want to see Ernie and Johnny because Johnny doesn't realize that the fans love his character. He thinks he's a nobody. And we're constantly trying.
I found that because Johnny from the holiday bash drove me from the store back to the train station, and we were just talking. He's like, "Hey man, you a fan of the movies?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I love Chasing Amy." And he started doing finger cuffs right to me as he was helping me get to the platform.
He's such a great guy, and he doesn't realize that like he did the monologue of finger cuffs, and when people ask for his autograph, he doesn't. I met Mike Bellicose, the 38 in a row guy,
Yep.
or 37 in a row guy, buying the Pampers. He's not on social media. He has zero clue how famous his line is.
That is the most requested thing in the. If you go to the world of Kevin Smith on Facebook, people's birthdays, especially celebrating 37, that's like the most requested thing on there.
Well, I told him, I said, if I typed in 37 in a Facebook group, before I put my phone in my pocket, somebody would say in a row. And he had no idea. And neither does Johnny. They're starting to come around to understand how important they are in the fandom. But, I mean, God bless them. They didn't base their life off of this. They have their own lives. But I've been trying to tell them. So, yeah, I want to see Zapsix. They had his cameo because they had that picture they posted online of all of them on the rooftop in their hockey gear.
So that's what that was. All right.
Yeah.
Someone was describing it to me, and I was like, all right, this is definitely got to be a spoiler for something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's probably a background character, but I printed that and I took it to the Stash Bash and had them all sign it, which was hilarious because Ernie signed it, Chris sucks balls, and Jeff signed it, Chris, you fucking stalker. And but that scene, I look at that picture and I'm like, man, I've actually become friends with him, and I know him, and he knows. That's fucking cool. So I want to see that scene. I mean, we all know where it's going. Randall had a heart attack. He's making fucking Clerks. Got it.
Yep.
I want to see the smaller stuff. I want to see Marilyn back. I really want to see that where they take Veronica's character.
That's what. Yeah, definitely. And I kind of wish Marilyn would do more conventions because everyone else is at MegaCon but her.
It's not up to her though. It's the cons, man. They gotta book them. You're not in charge of that.
Yep. Because Kevin, Jay, Jeff, Brian, and Trevor like at every Fan Expo for the rest of the year. It looks like.
Well, yeah, because Fan Expo sees the value in that, but these other conventions need to realize that people want to see Marilyn and Scott, and especially now with all that's going on in the fandom with Smod Castle and everything. Yep. Ernie, Mike, me, fucking cousin Johnny. Like if they got them all, they'd make money.
Oh yeah, I'm actually trying to talk to Ernie and see what the process to book Smod Castle is for something I want to do with Katie Morgan in October.
Oh, nice.
If I can time this around Exotica when Katie's going to be in town, I want to see if I can do a signing and a Q&A at the Smod Castle with Katie.
Well, you know what? If you do me a solid, I have a very eclectic group of autographs. Rob Bruce, Keith Coogan, the Kush Boys, Jake and Nick, Sunday Jeff. I got Secret Stashly's autograph. Wow. Everybody has 100 Kevin Smith autographs, and I have Kevin's, but it's the smaller ones that are hard to get. I need her autograph.
I can do that for you on anything you want, easy, because she's going to be at the Awesome Sauce Radio booth at some point that weekend.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll make you a trade. I will bring it up for you. You message me after this, and I'll see if I can get you some information that you're missing about Smod Castle. And you give me Katie Morgan. I'll send you a print picture from Zach and Miri, and that'll put my collection. That includes Mike Zapsik's bowling shirt from Comic Book Man. What else? I got here? Vicky. I got one of the ice cream hats.
You got one of those ice cream hats?
Yeah. I got two of the lamps. Two of the comic book.
Do you have anything signed by Stu?
I do.
Been on the show like
actually, funny enough, hold on, it's sitting right here. I have signed by Dr. Stu. Dude's my buddy, man. I fucking love Stu.
I love him. I love him too. I
ongoing,
actually went to a school for the blind with his sister-in-law.
I have an ongoing gag with him. Every time I see him at a live event, I scare the living shit out of him.
You know, like I said, I can't believe his kids are freaking grown, are fucking grown now too.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, man, I'm interested. I'm looking at my collection. I mean, I got Dave's Fruit Pies green shirt from the Vanity Fair cover.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I got a sweatbox shirt from Ernie. I got a Chrissy made these great dioramas for me and Kevin. She went by the church from Dogma that's falling apart. So I got a shadow box full of like pieces off the roof, stained glass, like all these little pieces that have been breaking off of the church.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
So I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I need Katie's autograph in my collection.
All right, I'm gonna make that happen for you, man.
It'll probably replace Secret Stashleys because my girlfriend hates her. And
why does Britt hate Stashleys?
When Daryl got me the autograph, she sent it back very sweetly. Like, to Chris, you're my number one fan. Thank you. But she actually kissed it, so her lipstick is on the picture.
All right, I can see that being a problem.
Yeah. I didn't ask for that in my defense, but so she would. My girlfriend would rather me have an autograph picture. So. Britt would rather have an autograph picture of a porn star framed than that one.
So what you have any art in the works?
What am I working on? We're working on one. I don't know. Do you
if you're not allowed to talk about it, that's fine.
No, that's fine. Do you watch or listen to Fat Man Beyond?
Yes, I do. Almost on a weekly basis, and I'm hoping before the end of the year to make it out to to see it live in LA.
Okay, so at one event, my buddy Levi Patterson went.
Hey, Levi, how you doing?
And fuck
Thank you for never returning emails to me, bud.
Fuck you, Levy. Nobody cares.
Yeah, no, that's right. I just, eventually I just posted my little thing, and I was like, if you guys want to take this down, just do it.
Me and Chrissy sent a print as a joke that Kevin actually showed of him and Mark, and Mark was drunk, and Mark kind of didn't like it very much, so we sent the next prints and that Kevin showed, and Kevin was dressed up as Elvis, and Mark was burning the first print that we sent. So we're going to escalate that into another print we're sending, or I might be going in September. Our next one's going to escalate the little non-existent feud, I should say. Some of the viewer skewers, I have some stuff I'm doing for Jason and his family. Ernie requested one. That should be, I think that'll be after Clerks 3. Working on some stuff for the Zapsix. And actually, without saying too much, it's not going to be a public thing whatsoever. It's not going to be for sale, or it's more of a personal thing. I've been commissioned by somebody close to Kevin for a birthday gift for him.
Okay. See, we're getting into the summer months. Okay, I can put 2 and 2 together on that.
So that was very flattering to have somebody reach out through different channels and see if I whip up something for him. And I'm a very humble guy, man. I'm like, I already did the wrap gift for Jeff Anderson commissioned me to do a piece as his wrap gift for Kevin for Clerks 3. That's already hanging in. I gave Schwalbach the originals of her and Kevin and Harley that I drew for the print. She said she's framing those in the house. I'm like, okay, that's enough Chris McDonald in anybody's fucking house. I don't even have my own shit framed. I guess enough. But, hey, we all get our 15 minutes. I think I'm on my 13th, so I'm going to milk the last 2 minutes of it.
Yeah, but your art is amazing. So
I appreciate that.
It's well deserved. Who are some of your artistic influences?
You know what? Are you familiar with Sjogren, the guy that did the Kevin Smith Guru figures?
Yeah, I am actually.
So we started chatting it up a little bit because I'm a big designer toy collector and super nice, gracious, humble guy. He asked me the same thing, and I don't know. I draw something, and somebody will tell me, "Oh, like I started doing those goddamn rag dolls," and people, go, "Oh, that reminds me of the Corn album." I'm like, "What? What?" And then I see it. Oh yeah, I remember that. But cognitively, I can say, growing up, Walt Disney, Hanna-Barbera, Frank Miller, and this and that. Sure, but cognitively, I don't really have anything I base off. But he said he could look at my work and see 3 or 4 influences just by the way I shade something or do this or do that. And I'm like, well, maybe that's why people say my stuff is unique, because it's not copying anybody's style. It's kind of, I guess, technically, it's an amalgam of a bunch of different styles.
Yeah, because I see a little mix of like Frank Miller and Hanna-Barbera in there at times.
I think it's not so much the artwork that I try to duplicate or whatever. I think it's the emotion in it. Like something Chrissy always tells me, like, you have these great dynamic poses, like the poses speak. And Christian Cortez caught it on my prints, with the Views Heroes that have passed away. And there's God damn it, Mosier's Willem from Clerks. His back is turned, but he's looking up at the cloud, and he's like, I can hear him saying, "That's beautiful, man."
Man,
And I'm like, thank you. You know what? Like, that's exactly what I was. And I'm not an artsy fartsy fucking, what does this mean to you? What do you see here? What does this represent type of guy? So when somebody picks up on a little nuance that I lay down like that, and I did my job, I mean, it makes me happy.
that's one phrase I can go through the rest of my life without having to hear again. Snowball.
I have some designs for, like right now they have these great advertising shirts. Mose Eisley's trading company. It doesn't say Star Wars. It's subtle. If you're a fan, you know what it means. If not, but it's kind of cool when somebody recognizes it. And I love that. I don't like things being obvious. I don't like my t-shirts being obvious. Like a big Blues Brothers fan. So I drew a t-shirt that had 4 fried chickens, a Coke, and dry white toast on it.
That's awesome.
And I sent it to Ernie. He wore it. Like, that's cool because only fans would understand that. I like the subtleness of that. So I actually have some designs. I want to hopefully get to Kevin at some point if we can do them. And those legalities and stuff with Miramax. Fucking Weinstein.
Fuck Weinstein.
Because I want to do an ad for Veronica's Snowballs. And then I could have a picture of Mosier with like glaze on his mouth saying, "That's delicious, man."
That would be amazing.
Yeah. So some of those would be fun to do down the road.
And is there one member of the VOSQ family that has not been an event that you'd like to meet?
I'm trying to think, and that's hard because I don't want to come off like I'm superior or snobby, but
Amazon stop.
I'm trying to, Jason Lee. I've actually, at this point in my life, I have personal relationships with pretty much everybody that was in attendance at the Stash Bash, which is amazing. It's crazy when I look back on it. But Jason Lee, hands down, has always been my favorite. Period. Like, just, Randall was a close second, but any character that Jason Lee has played in the fandom just cracks me up. And I was a big skateboarder when I was young, so I knew who he was when he did Mallrats, and I thought it was fucking hilarious that he did it. And Banky. Let me look behind me, right there. I got his hat. My girlfriend went and found the exact fucking jacket he wore in Chasing Amy and duplicated it somehow. And I got Brody's jacket and his t-shirt, not screen used. Calm down, I'm not rich. Just something about him, and he just seems like a nice guy.
Oh yeah,
Especially after Scientology. Now that's behind him, he's probably like the greatest dude ever.
you know, like he's number one. Sharon Doherty for me is number two.
You know what? I'm such a cinephile and appreciate acting so much. There's certain actors I just can't get over the characters they played. I fucking hated her on 90210 so much. I literally can't get over it. It's like the kid that just played the Riddler in Batman.
Paul Dino.
I fucking hate his face because of There Will Be Blood. I can never see him as anything other than that goddamn preacher.
Wait, he was in that Be Blood movie?
There Will Be Blood, yes. He was a fucking preacher that Daniel Day-Lewis finally beat to death at the end of the movie.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it.
Or Cowboys and Aliens. He plays Harrison Ford, like bitch ass little whiny son. Like I just can't fucking stand him. So, you know, and God bless Shannon Doherty, and you know,
oh yeah,
sucks, but no, I can't. I know it's stupid.
I've never seen. I have no memories of 91210, and actually, my evil twin watched that, not me. But Heathers, the movie Heathers, I loved her in that.
Yes. Oh, but yeah. Then all of a sudden, here comes 90210, and I'm like, oh my god, I just can't. I can't, and I understand it too. By an ex-girlfriend of mine, her first introduction to Kurt Russell was Backdraft.
Holy shit.
And she could not get over what an asshole he was in that movie. So she couldn't watch Captain Ron. She couldn't watch Tim. She just could not fucking let it go. So I learned a long time ago, if you have a favorite actor and you want to introduce him to somebody, I had to pick the right point. Like, I'm a big Bruce Dern fan. And I wanted to introduce him to Britt. And I'm like, okay, she's barely in her 30s. I love Support Your Local Sheriff. It was made in 1963. She doesn't fucking know who James Garner is. It's a Western comedy. All right, let me try this. And she fucking fell in love with him. Like, that's her favorite movie of all time. Like, she thinks he's the greatest thing. So, you kids out there, be careful. If you want to introduce somebody to Harrison Ford, don't start with What Lies Beneath.
And that makes sense.
Yeah.
And most kids start with Star Wars anyway, so I guess a safe bet.
Just saying, you got to be careful, man. You can ruin it for a lot of other people. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else I would.
Unfortunately, Carlin passed.
Yeah, I mean, I always was a big Carlin fan, and I was a big Alan Rickman fan, all the way from Die Hard to Quigley Down Under, and you know the fact that he did Dogma, technically at the time was beneath him, and he did it, and I loved his performance. And
his performance in Dogma is off the chain. It's one of my favorites.
Like he chewed it up, like he wasn't lazy about it or anything. I'm trying to think from Dogma, Atlantis. Kush Boys. Well, I mean, I was always a big Will Ferrell fan. I would like to meet him. He was fucking funny as shit. In that,
John Nelson, just because the first movie.
Well, yeah, I mean,
the first R-rated movie I ever got to watch on my own was The Breakfast Club.
You know, I think it's a little obvious, I guess, a little gross, but Rosario Dawson's a big fan of my artwork on Twitter. Like, if I tag her, she responds in like 2 seconds. She told Jeff how much she loves my ragdolls. She said it on Twitter how much she loves the ragdolls. So I've been lucky enough that when I've met View with Skewers in person, I had already done work for them. So there was already some rapport, you know? So getting to meet her and saying, you know, hey, I'm Chris McDonald, and having that immediate connection of something to talk about instead of just being some drooling.
So the typical fanboy.
Yeah, and I refuse to do that, and I won't do it. And I've been a fan of her since Kids. So, you know, when she was in Clerks, I'm like, oh shit, it's a girl from Kids, and you know, I've been following her career. They all just came out, you know, from my age group. So yeah, I think Rosario, because I know she would be excited.
I would like to thank her for her work in the Marvel stuff on Netflix.
Yeah, no, that's great. You know, it's like the first time I met Julia. Julia was a big fan of my work on Twitter, and I forget how. I was talking to cousin Johnny's girlfriend at the passenger window, and then she came up and started talking to Johnny at the driver's side. And when I called her name out, she looked up and recognized me and screamed and ran across to give me a hug. And so those experiences, those are the people that I want to meet. You know, if I don't have some kind of connection, because I don't really fanboy too much. You know, they're just regular people. Unless I met like Leah Thompson. If I met her, I'd probably get arrested.
She was at a convention recently in the Jersey area, and I missed. It's one of the ones I had to miss because my friend, I know someone that owns a replica Back to the Future car.
Oh shit! Nice.
So he brings it to all the local conventions and.
Oh yeah, I got a buddy here that does that with like an Ecto, and yeah, I got you. That's pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
and then they have the stars do pictures with the car, which is kind of cool.
All right, Adam. Next question, man. Come on, it's dead air.
Hang on, I got to regain my thoughts, bro. And I got distracted by thunder for a second. So outside of the USQ landmarks,
Yeah.
Quick Stop, and the diner and everything, watch from. If you had to prioritize which one to see first, what would it be?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to think here. I think the church from Dogma is really the only one I want to see because it's falling apart. And I actually reached out to the county, the city. It took me like all fucking days just to find that. Nobody could tell me who's in charge of demolishing that church. Not one person. They kept transferring me. And I told them I'm interested in procuring or preserving maybe the front doors or a stained glass window as a gift for Kevin Smith for the secret stash before you guys tear it down. I'm not, I was as transparent as could be, and nobody got back to me. And it's a shame because it's falling. I understand it's falling apart. They got to demolish it. It totally understand. The church doesn't want it anymore. All that business. It's kind of touchy because the roof is all copper, so the roof alone is worth like $1 million.
Holy shit!
So anybody asking about it, they automatically assume they just want to come and pillage it. And I'm like, no, man. Like, could you even just tell me? If we show up the day of demolition, I'll follow the trucks to the dump and pick up the front doors or something that can be preserved. And Chrissy went out there and, like I said, she made the diorama for me or the shadow box and one for Kevin. And it's sad. I want to go there before it's torn down. It just sucks because when we come into Red Bank, we actually go into Baltimore and stay at we stay in Annapolis. So we drive from Annapolis up to Jersey. So that's 3 hours there. The church is like 6 hours from there.
Oh wow.
So I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I want to do that, but I should. I want to do that because as a child, growing up in a religious home, way before Dogma came out, I remember asking my mom, like, why is every picture we have of Jesus on the cross dead? And, average response, so we don't forget his sacrifice. And I was like, I'm pretty fucking sure nobody's going to forget it. It's in a lot of books.
Yeah, it's actually the first thing that's mentioned right after Jesus.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? It's like, well, he died for our sins. I'm like, look, if I died by pushing my children out of the way of a semi-truck and got splattered over the road, I really wish that the last picture they had of me in the house wasn't me splattered on the fucking road. It's depressing.
I don't think I'd want me the picture underneath the truck to be the only picture like in history.
And I was like, he had brothers and siblings. He had fun. He played. He was a child. He had a childhood. So when Buddy Christ was unveiled, I just was like, fucking eat a dick, Mom. This is exactly what the fuck I was talking about. Nothing wrong with that. And, she's like, it's
trouble in a college class for wearing a Buddy Christ t-shirt. It was like the stupidest argument I ever had in college. You're like, we don't think it's an appropriate shirt for you to be wearing in a college classroom. And I'm like, really? I live in America where we have the First Amendment, and I'm pretty sure this is a religious t-shirt, so bite me.
Yeah. She said it was oh my God, that's blasphemy. And I remember that leading up to the conversation of telling her, like, why can't I say God damn it again? She goes, oh, it's blasphemous. You're commanding God to damn somebody. You're not in charge of God. You can't command him. Therefore, it's blasphemy. I was like, okay, got you. So when you say, if I sneeze and you say, God bless you, aren't you commanding God to bless me? And
Yeah,
then
pretty much.
I caught a beating, and that's the last time we talked about it.
Yeah, Body Christ is awesome. I think it's one of the. Do you think we'll ever get Dogma, back in print anytime in the next 10 to 15 years?
Man, I fucking say just God. There's something a friend of mine in the fandom always says when I'm nervous about putting a print out or making a T-shirt. Like, I don't want to upset Kevin. He's like, you know what? It's easier to ask forgiveness than it is for permission.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, fucking Weinstein's in goddamn jail, so why the fuck not just put some shit out there? What's he gonna do? Sue you?
I don't think so.
Fuck it, just do it. Or take it to court and just say, you know what, man, just give me my shit back. I'm fucking printing these. It's not like you're gonna
I've
make.
been pitching the idea. I said, let me start a Kickstarter. I'm sure every Kevin Smith player on the planet would fucking contribute to it.
Yeah, and what's Kevin's not gonna make $1 million off of it. Everybody has a copy. You can find it on eBay. But maybe with some new content in the interviews and shit talking about it, an updated version. Yeah, fuck them. The worst thing they can do is give you a cease and desist. And then you do it again. They give you another one. You do it again. They say, we're going to sue you. Then you stop. Or tell me.
I would just like to get it to a point where it's not on. I'm not going on YouTube every 6 months to find a copy of it because my previous copy got taken off.
Man, I go every road trip we take, we go toy hunting, me and Britt. And I always check every fucking DVD section at any store, and I buy every copy of Kevin's movies because I get them for $2. There was one day I got 3 copies of Dogma, including 2 of the box set one with a double disc.
And that goes for sweet money on the aftermarket.
Yeah, and a copy of Red State for $3 each.
Why is Red State out of print?
I think demand, and I don't sell them. I keep them, and when a friend of mine needs a copy, I just give it to him.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I hook everyone I know who needs copies of Dogma or Red State up, and the only time I take them to a convention is to get them signed by Kevin.
Wait a minute. What the fuck is with the piano in the background? You think you're fucking Ray Charles?
You just noticed that now?
I didn't think some blind Adam would be pretending to be Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder with his fucking piano.
No, I'm just giving in the blind stereotypes.
Oh, well, okay, that makes sense.
And in fairness, when I went into my stream rate settings and was looking for a background, Fancy House was the first thing that came up, but I said, that sounds cool. And I haven't changed it yet.
Maybe you can put like a Scent of a Woman poster back there too.
Like I said, I'm going to do a custom-made background sometime in the near future.
All right, Adam, next question, man. Come on.
What advice would you give to people who, are thinking of starting to draw or do art and just put it off?
Good question. I'll start by being very cheesy and say, believe in yourself, practice, hone your skills. Don't fucking copy anybody. Stop goddamn drawing the animated Clerks series. That is not original. It does not show your talents. Okay, now that's covered.
Don't be a tracer.
Don't be a tracer. Now we covered that is be humble. Don't be a star fucker. Don't brag. Don't start talking about how Kevin or the stash has one of your pieces hanging up and all that bull. Nobody fucking cares. It makes you look like an asshole. And that's why the view skewers do not reach out to you or want to help you because you look like you're just doing it for attention. I kept my head down. I don't brag. I am a humble guy. I try to help others. And that has served me well.
And I won't stop doing it. The universe is, and you'll agree with this, it's not the place to brag or bullshit because they will call you out on your shit with the quickness.
Or they won't call you out, and then you're just going to sit there and wonder why you don't get an opportunity. So, I mean, that's what I've learned. That's from personal experience. You know, if you get a little attention, be humble about it. Be grateful. And maybe you'll get a little more attention. Give back. Be helpful. And that's what's gotten me here. In fact, that's what got me started is Daryl, who's friends with Kevin, flat out told me one day, he's like, I like your style. You don't brag. You don't talk shit. You help others. You're giving. You're not looking for attention. And when you're not looking for, look, it's like a fucking blowjob. If you don't ask for one, you'll get one. If you ask for one, you ain't getting a fucking blowjob.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. That's my best advice. And the people that have been following it, that are trying to just get better at their skills and have a good time. They're not even expecting. I never expected anything from this. I never expected Kevin to tweet me like, "Hey, let's make t-shirts or let's do this." Those things will come because they're not going to use my work for the next 10 years. I'll do a couple projects and then it's time to let the next artist come and do something. And that's what I expect and that's what I want. That's what I opened the art group for, is to help bring some other people up. So when I'm done and say, hey guys, you've been using my work for a while now. I'm sure the fans are getting tired of it. I have this artist right here that's solid dude, solid chick, does good work, easy to work with, not a star fucker, not trying to become Kevin's best friend. Here, use some of their work. And when I really put that out there on social media is when I started getting phone calls.
That's awesome. Let's for someone who's never been to a USQ event, a stash event, or is intimidated by meeting Kevin and Jay, what would you say to sell them on going to their first USQ event?
Well, that's funny you mentioned that, because have you been seeing the posts about the local 404 group?
I skimmed it. I haven't looked at it, 110 yet.
Okay, well, I know the person that's organizing it and what it's for. So, one, if it's your first time going and you don't have any anxiety or nervous disorders or anything like that, don't be an asshole. Don't star fuck. Nobody wants that. Kevin's not going to read your script. Okay?
No, he'll throw it in the trash.
Yeah, and he has to. Legally,
people, if you show your script to someone, they cannot look at it because, God forbid, if there's something similar, then they can get accused of theft.
And another thing that bothers me is, and I appreciate this, I want to be very clear about this, the people that have had horrific events in their life, and Kevin's movies got them through that. That's amazing. You can say that. Now, when they start getting specific, you put that emotional burden on Kevin.
Or Jay.
Or whoever. You just want to drop it off and be like, hey, I'm a victim of this. Like, oh, great. Thanks a lot. Now I have to fucking think about that the rest of the day. I think that's pretty shitty. Now, on the other hand, concerning the 404, if people are at events right now, it's going to be solely in Red Bank just because it's a fledgling thing and due to logistics. But fans that have anxiety or any kind of disabilities that prevent them from maybe having the best time, maybe they clam up or they can't say what they want to say because they're too nervous, the 404 will have members at each event to help them if they're asked. So if somebody's sitting there like, hey man, I'm so nervous, I'm having an anxiety attack, I suffer from this and this, can you help me? Yeah, man, what do you need? I really want Kevin to sign my Clerks VHS copy. I bought it in 94, he's my favorite director, whatever. When they get up there and if their shit kicks in, then that member can say, hey Kev, this is Bob from Ohio, and say, make sure they have the experience they want to, so they don't go through the line, get out the other end and go, fuck, I fucked it up, I didn't say what I wanted to say, or other people are having a better time because I have this issue. So they're going to be more of like a welcoming committee, greeters. They're going to interact with everybody.
That's awesome.
To help, and they're not there to be everybody's best friend. They're there to assist, like Mike said, like an usher. And there's a lot of legalities involved, so can't talk about diagnoses, can't talk about medication, can't do this, can't do that.
Nope.
But there'll be somebody there, and those event chat groups will be open as events come. So fans can see that and go, oh shit, I do need that, man. I'm going to go join this chat group for a little bit. And you'll see the members of the 404 in there that are going to be at the events. And then when you get to the events, they'll have some kind of a vest or something identifying them as a 404 member. So if you're so inclined to self-identify as needing help, you can walk up there and say, hey, I'm Joe. We talked, and can you give me a hand and or at least help me out? Yeah, man, I got you. I'll walk you in there myself and introduce you to Kevin. No big deal.
That's good to know, because this ties into my next question: is how do we get more people with disabilities? Period. To get the most out of events, to like yourself or like myself, who haven't just do our thing, that have platforms that can speak for us.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm a nice guy, but but I'm not an angel. I like where they're going with this, because where they're going is, okay, Adam, you're blind. You need assistance getting from A to B. No problem. How about this? How about you come sit down by the front door, but you don't get to cut in line because you're blind.
Exactly.
When your turn comes up, we'll get you back in. But let's not have you go through 20 minutes of having to stand in line. Yeah. We'll make realistic accommodations in the floor.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, and I'll have to bring this back to the holiday bash, because that was the last event I was at. Went there, checked in, talked to Zappic. And Zappic's like, "You're an hour early." Goes, "I'm like, is the bench in front of the store clear?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Just put me there, and when it's my turn, if he could please just come get me, that would be great."
I'm pretty sure that's their intention. If I'm not mistaken, the focus is on the social anxiety, but they have to consider other disabilities. So there'll be somebody there, man. If you're diabetic or claustrophobic, and like, look, man, I got to have a little breathing room. Like, okay, no problem. Here, I can help you out. We can do this. A little bit of a bridge between you and the view eschewers.
Yeah. Which is one of the greatest families I've ever stumbled into, because over the last 25, 26 years, between both message boards, live events, made lifelong friends, and I've been able to help with a lot of help turn dream into reality. And Kevin, I don't think I never asked this, and I don't want to know the answer. I think I was the inspiration for the Helen Keller joke in Clerks too.
You brought up a good point, because one of the other things that the 404 is going to focus on is people had made comments, like Facebook friends. Okay, maybe no bullshit. Some of it was about me. People that I'm friends with on Facebook saw me and didn't come up and introduce themselves because they were nervous. So not only being nervous to meet a view askewer, but being nervous to introduce yourself to your Facebook friend in real life. At least they can go up to a 404 member and say, hey, is that so-and-so? Yeah, man, yeah. You want to say, oh my God, hey, dude, it's so-and-so. Like, oh shit, I didn't know you were here. Because I had that experience. Somebody didn't introduce themselves, and I didn't recognize them because their profile picture was a Batman symbol. So how the fuck am I supposed to recognize you in real life? But when they told me who they were, I was very happy to see them and talk to them for a while in real life. And some people are missing out on those connections, I guess. Like I said, I've been reading about it, and I know the organizers and everything. And it sounds pretty solid, and sounds like a great endeavor. So I'd like to see where that goes. So
that's amazing. I would really like to see where that goes. I know you're an avid toy collector. You have a holy grail you have not been able to add to your personal collection and it doesn't have to be Kevin Smith related either.
LJN mail away Magnum PI with Ferrari from the JCPenney catalog.
Wait, that exists?
Yeah. Greatest American Hero action figures. Those are another grail.
I haven't seen those since I was a little kid.
Those are things of legend now. I have a pretty extensive Dukes of Hazzard collection. Not because I'm a fucking racist, because I was a fan of the show. But like Boss Hogg's Cadillac for the figures is a big get. I think there was an action figure size pickup truck from the Fall Guy.
Wow, there was that. I don't remember. I do remember
that
the Dukes of Hazzard stickers from Mego.
We just started collecting vintage Mego. I got some pretty choice pieces already, but let me see if Britt's listening. I want Falcon and the fucking Green Arrow.
Do you want a unicorn and a pony too, there, Chris?
Yeah, hold on. I think she threw something at me. Yeah. I got her King Arthur. Yeah, she's fucking 36 years old, and the Migos she wants are the Knights of the Round Table. And she's a huge DC and Marvel fan. She skipped Joker, Penguin, Batman. She wants a Knights of the Round Table. And they are fucking hard to find.
Are they even tougher than say some of the superhero ones?
Oh no, for sure. Yeah,
I've never seen them.
No, it's the old adage. Like when I was explaining how to collect vintage toys, I told her, like, Snake Eyes and Duke are easier to get than Scarlet because we were boys. We didn't get Scarlet. We threw her away. Nobody bought her.
Hey, no one in my neighborhood. If you had Scarlet in my neighborhood, the other kids looked at you like really weird.
Right. But now she's harder to find. So you got those Migos that everybody bought. They bought all the superheroes, but nobody bought the fucking Knights. So now they're harder to find.
Yep.
And I got her King Arthur in the goddamn box. And it's not good enough for her. Shut up.
I don't want that to be the first episode where, I don't want it to get out that Blind Adam started a domestic dispute.
Well, thanks to Johnny Depp, I could fucking sue her now.
Did you watch that? Did you watch the circus trial?
No, man. I grew up on the OJ trial. The last thing I wanted to fucking do was watch another goddamn trial.
Hey, so this is where I jump in, man. Freaking.
Hey, Lucas.
So,
how you doing, sir?
Hey, I am doing well. So, Chris, calm down. Apologize if you got to, because I don't want another incident to happen like what happened to us on another show, where my boy JC, God bless him, bless his soul, and in his happy house, but he got the drinking on the show with us, and then his wife was saying something was asking him to do something, and he goes, hell no, fuck that bitch. She says, what did you say to me? He said, you heard me, bitch. Like, he was acting like a tough man. First of all, I've met his wife before. She's 6'2". He's 5'8", right? So she came back. So all you see is the door open, and then her, and once again, imagine like a big black woman with a fucking do-rag, and JC, he's all 5'8", little white guy. She comes around the freaking corner, fucking knocks his ass out of the fucking his little gaming chair, and then you just see the fucking chair tip over, his feet go up and everything. So,
well, babe, are you gonna assault me on camera?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Nah, that's not how that, man.
She said she wouldn't assault me off camera.
Yeah,
She's gonna assault you on camera?
I can't be attending any more freaking domestic violence freaking court cases via Zoom.
No, I got lucky. I actually have a girl that has the same sense of humor I have.
That's awesome.
It's all funs and jokes until you say the wrong word.
Little bit of that. She's fine.
Oh man, freaking. Oh man, freaking. That restaurant we went to 20 years ago was the bomb. I didn't go to that restaurant with you. What the fuck you talking about? Oh, that must have been the other bitch. Oh, there you go.
Excuse me, Chris. Where can my audience find you online?
So Twitter is disgruntled PROJ. Instagram Chris Mac 4907. And if they are interested in following my journey and the journey of all the other artists on Facebook, it's the View Askew Fan Arts group. That is our most productive group. Please read the goddamn rules and answer the questions. If you don't answer the questions, you ain't getting in. We have a lot of US skewers in there, and we're very protective of them not to get star fucked in our group.
Yep. What is the worst case of star fucking you've ever seen?
Oh God. I've seen people bring up their fucking scripts and shit to Kevin at events. This time around, some person just kept fucking just messaging people they don't even know, but they know that knows Kevin. So it was like real obvious trail that they were trying to sneak in, and I don't know, man.
Here's what you do, man. Freaking, you give them my email address. You say, hey, send it to this guy. And by the way, just so you know, he still scripts. He doesn't pay nothing. Just say, hey, it may not get to Kevin, but it'll get to this guy. He'll read it all day. I'll sit up there and I'll read scripts all day. I'm like, shit. I will still script all day.
Lucas made like a one scene in Batman '89 when he's just like, the Joker looking at Vicky Dale's portfolio. Crap.
I just have a little tolerance of it because what happened to me was very organic and fortuitous. So when I see people trying to, fucking spit on it before you stick it in, man. Like little dinner and dancing. You don't just fucking walk up and get to business. You gotta try to build a relationship, and if it works, it works, and if not, it doesn't work.
Right?
No harm, no foul. You don't get what you want in life. Too fucking bad. You get a participation trophy. Go cry about it.
Yeah. Well, it's this TikTok generation where it was glazed in their heads. You miss 100% of the shots you don't freaking take. Like, no, man, you gotta freaking go out there and warm up first, man.
Thank you.
You gotta freaking do a couple of layups. You can't freaking just shoot half court shots as the minute you freaking step on the freaking joint and freaking.
Sometimes you gotta get 3 no's to get a yes, and just accept the fact that it was no.
You can't take a shot if you don't get off the bench, and you got to get on the fucking bench first.
Yeah.
Get in line.
If J.K. Rowling was out there fucking getting a whole bunch of fucking no's, what makes you think that you're just gonna fucking walk on and fucking like, nah, man?
No, this ain't Rudy, man. You don't get to just show up one day and get what you want. And I'm sorry, maybe your shit isn't good enough. I don't think my shit's good enough. I think it's mediocre and garbage.
Right.
But if your shit doesn't get selected,
but it befuddles me, right? Because there are plenty of platforms out there where you can build your own thing or build your own your followers, right? So
such a good point.
Shit. What's crazy is I keep freaking talking about this website, and now I've forgotten the name of it. So there's this website out there where for instance, manga followers, right? They freaking go Webtoons. Here we go.
Yeah, Webtoons. Yeah.
Right. So they post their freaking graphics. They post their freaking everything on there, and then after they get a significant follow on like OnlyPress/Google, they freaking say, "Hey, do you want to do a cartoon, or do you want to get this actually published?" And then once it get published, then some go straight to freaking cartoons from there, get animated, and from there. You freaking get a live action, right? But some people are just like, man, I tried to go to this Comic-Con and nobody freaking listened to me. Nobody wanted no, that's just way more.
You can't zero in on one objective. There was a buddy of mine I had in the Army, and every time we went to the club, he literally would do this. It's not exaggeration. He would walk up to every single girl and just say, "Do you want to fuck?" Now he got
that doesn't work.
He got slapped and rejected. He got slapped and rejected 80 times a night. But guess what? He also got laid every single night.
Yeah.
He was open to being rejected. And he was successful because of that.
It's because he was in for the journey. And I think today's generation is too much into the destination, but they don't want to take the journey.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have anything else, man? It's like 8 o'clock.
That's it, Chris. I want to thank you for being a guest. I want to thank you for your friendship, and we will be in touch, my friend.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you. And I will message me after this. I'll make that inquiry.
Yeah, I'll message you sometime between tonight and tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, sweet. Take care, bud.
All right, let's get into some comics.
Actually, I also, before we get into comics, I would just like you to keep Autumn, the manager, and their family in your purse. Her mom fell and broke her leg, and that's why they're not on tonight.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah, she
That's
called me
what
as
the
Al and
text.
I were doing prep work, and it's just really super sad.
Oh fuck, man. Yeah, man. I definitely keep him in prayer, man. I don't know how old she is, but at a certain age, man, you get that one break in, man. That can be
Yeah, I
bad.
mean,
But you know,
I don't think her mom is that old, but she's like old enough to a point where a broken leg could just be really bad.
yes, sir. So, the big news, God bless them, the family, and I hope that it's breaks are bad, but hopefully it's nothing more than the normal 5 to 6 weeks, and hopefully she gets back, and hopefully we can have the rest of the Cooking with Adam team back,
Yep.
back soon. So the big news. Let's get into the first big news,
I
man.
have feeling the first big news is going to be Joe Quesada.
Excuse me.
Joe Quesada leaving Marvel.
That's everybody's leaving Marvel, man. Freaking Marvel. Nobody gives a fuck about jokes aside leaving Marvel. What was the storyline that he was working on with Marvel?
Uh,
Maybe some amazing Spider-Man shit.
that's the
Let's
last
see.
big thing, but
Longtime Marvel Comics executive and former editor in chief Joe Quesada, who has held the title of executive vice president, creative director of Marvel Entertainment since 2019. So, do they even need this guy now that Kevin Feige has
not really,
mostly taken
because I
over
think
operations?
Kevin Feige's been calling the shots ever since 2019, anyways.
Yeah, 2000. Yeah, he's only been in there since 2019. Like in the span of, because right now my mentality is, what was it before the pandemic? How long was it before the pandemic and everything? And it was like during the pandemic, man. So it's like, Um, he says August of 2000, Marvel took a shot at me, trusted me with the keys to the universe, and has been my biggest supporter ever since. Um,
Except for that
It's
one
blah blah
time when
blah
they
blah blah
fucked up
blah. My coworker
Spider-Man.
family and the most talented creators on earth who put their trust in me, especially in the early days when like I was selling tickets on the Titanic. Really, dude? That's his first work was in 1991 with what the 13 X Factor. So yeah, he wasn't really working on any particular titles. He was just executive producer, something something. Yeah, executive vice president, creative director of Marvel Entertainment. So yeah, he's a guy that's leaving that in my eyes, didn't really make that big of a mark. At least as big of a mark as Kevin Feige, because that's been the thing is Kevin Feige has been trying to make the studio or the comics match up with the studio. So like I had been complaining about this on No Prize Podcast years, years. Like, hey, how how in the fuck am I going to go watch a movie and then I get interested in the character and then I should be able to go to my local comic book store and read more about it. Like it should be hit me in the face, like, oh, this should be this. It should be a continuation of the movie that I'm already just watched, or like a prequel of leading up to it that gives me more of a baseline and everything. That doesn't freaking happen. You get out from the Black Panther movie and then you go to your local comic book shop.
And
What's
Black
happening?
Panther's in space.
Yeah, the motherfuckers in space, right? Furthermore, Black Panther 2 is fixing to come out in maybe a few months, maybe like a year or something like that. I think they just got done. Oh, and what came out this week? Oh, the motherfucker is from space now. He's Superman. He's the last.
Was that the book I was boycotting on Drunken Chat because the whole concept just sounded like bullshit?
Yeah, the Star Panther.
Yeah, fuck that.
Hey,
I'm gonna channel Mel. I'm gonna say fuck that book.
but yeah. But the real big news is, we did get the verdict on the Johnny Depp and Amber
Oh,
Heard.
that big news!
Yeah, man, freaking what do you? That is the only news that really matters, man, because it could send some dominoes down the aisle, right? Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a huge Disney, project. It got put on hold, and they started mixing out other actors. Well, because of Johnny and all this mess. Well, Johnny's back, man. Everybody Now everybody's going to be freaking knocking down his new agent's freaking door to to get him, right? What's crazy to me is all the eyewitnesses, all the witnesses that bet on Amber Heard. That's what's fucked me, man. Like even like his old agent, I get that because she was fired, right? She wasn't just like, oh, we fell out of touch. She was fired, so she had nothing to say but really bad shit. But all those other freaking people that they considered him friends, and he considered them friends, and they just turned around and started freaking lying all over the place. But so now the question is, Amber Heard in Aquaman 2 is supposed to have like 10 minutes of on-screen time. Will you go see this movie, Adam? Will you go see any movie with Amber Heard in it?
First of all, fuck Aquaman.
No.
I didn't mean it that way. I will not go see an Amber Heard movie.
Yeah, because
look, I couldn't get convinced to her.
So hold on. Let's roll that comment back, right? Because you said fuck Aquaman, and I'm saying I'm not saying no, because I'm just saying okay. Look, it's LGBTQ freaking month. Freaking God bless y'all. Freaking let's keep fighting the fight. Let's keep the Stone Bridge going.
Yeah.
However,
Happy Pride Month.
However, nowhere in that LGBTQ plus is there an F for fish. So we are not about to start fucking fish. All right, that's not what.
According
That's
to
not
Peacemaker, Aquaman fucks fish.
We cook fish, but we do not do that to the fish.
It was confirmed on Peacemaker that Aquaman fucked the fish.
Hey, that's a different property. That's a different property. So,
according to Peacemaker, Aquaman fucked the fish.
Oh yeah. What's up, Calamity? What's up? Hey, what's going on, Dave? Man, freaking nice to see you.
What's up, guys? Thank you for joining us tonight.
So here's the question for you, Adam. Here's the question. I'm gonna give you. In fact, let's take a break while you think about this.
Okay.
What role would you like to see Mr. Depp in? Whether it be you gotta give me two. One DC and one Marvel.
Ooh, okay.
All right. So let's go take a break.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
All right, we're back.
In the lobby. We got the popcorns. And to answer your question, sirs, for DC, I'd like to see Johnny Depp play Ra's al Ghul.
Oh.
And actually, for this new Batman franchise, they're going to bring Ra's in, I think. They're going to bring in Ra's and Talia and Damian. And I think he would make a very interesting Ra's al Ghul.
Huh. Okay. I think that is an excellent freaking choice for DC. Yeah. Ra's al Ghul. People would think Ra's al Ghul more straight-laced, but I definitely think that he could definitely pull that off.
I actually think he could play it. He could play something straight-laced. I just don't think he's ever been given the real opportunity. And the closest thing I've seen to him playing something like a straight-laced character would be in the movie Below.
So what about Marvel? Anything from Marvel?
Marvel? I was thinking maybe Mr. Sinister. I was thinking maybe something in the X universe, like Apocalypse. Maybe this was a little more difficult for me.
Okay, all right. Well, I will be asking this question again during the Drunken Chat this week. So you got 3 days to think about this question.
The DC one that just popped in my head just like that. The Marvel.
The Ra's al Ghul one, that was straight on, man. That was definitely a freaking hit, man. So let's get into the actual. That's all the comic news that anybody's going to care about, man. Freaking, um, look, it is what it is. People are astounded and ecstatic about the $15 million that
Yep.
he's supposed to was getting awarded. But when you really break it down, over the years, she has been awarded $7 million through her cases against Depp. Then she got awarded another $2 million today, right? So that's $9 million altogether.
All
Uh,
right. So maybe her debut on OnlyFans isn't going to happen for a while.
well, yeah, it may not. Well, we never know, right? So
Well, unless
she
all the
so
work
so
dries
yeah,
up.
so she's gonna owe $15 million, but the max that you can get awarded in Virginia is actually $10 million. So she's only gonna owe $10 million. But when you consider over the current course of their relationship, that $10 million versus the $9 million that she owes, that means that she's only really gonna have to pay him, $1 million when you really think about it, right?
Okay.
And then she could know that Aquaman 2 movie comes out, freaking that's that $1 million paycheck right there. So, because I'm pretty sure it's like, yeah, remember she got paid $7 million in one freaking swoop. She was supposed to give that to the freaking hospital, the children's hospital. She never paid that.
Yeah,
So she's
bitch.
got, yeah, she look, she's got $7 million somewhere. That's all I gotta say. Just saying. But yeah, hey, let's get into some actual comic news of significance. Let me go ahead and share my stuff. I can just find this. Here we go. Share screen.
Okie doke.
All right. All right. So a couple of things, man. Freaking. So every month at the beginning of the month, there are some returns allowed from some of the distributors. Um, this week, the thing that popped up for Diamond was West of Sundown #1, which had some really gnarly covers. I've not read it yet, unfortunately, but it did get some play. It had a couple of unlockables, but once again, that's you can retailers can return those. And that's significant because once retailers start returning this stuff, that means that there should be a lot less on the shelves, right? West of Sundown went under the radar, which means it was on the shelves, and then now it's not going to be on the shelves. So take that for what you want. The other title is Something is Killing the Children, number 22. That one had some gnarly covers as well. That one had the die cut where it's like a little cardboard that's on the cover.
All
You can
right.
flip it open to reveal some shit. Um, Alice Ever After, #1. That one's on returnable as return as well. Keep an eye out for
Oh
that one.
wow.
People forgot about that title. So keep an eye out for that shit as well. And then the other one is A Town Called Terror, #1. That one did hit the CBSI top 10 maybe like a month ago, but since then, look, people have forgotten about that shit. Don't forget that there's some unlockables out there as well. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, #5. That was the last title, or excuse me, the last issue of the series. That was on
The one that
return
no
as
one
well.
gave two shits about because of all the delays.
Yeah. So,
Unfortunately, because it was a really good read.
well, I know #1 was pretty good read. It was highly anticipated. It was just that
Yeah, yeah.
once
The whole
the
series was a good
thing,
read. I think that what killed it mostly was the delays.
mm,
There's
yeah,
way too much time in between issues, and people stopped giving a shit. Especially in a what had he done for me lately industry like comics.
yeah, you got to keep that shit up, man.
Yep.
Or at least it's got to be worth it once you do get back. Uh, Image had a title called Made in Korea. Well,
Okay.
it got. Only reason why I'm bringing it up is because it made it into Oprah's book club.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a pretty big freaking significant one because there's been plenty of freaking joints that have made it on her book club that eventually go on to make movies. So just so you know, that one's still cheap out there for like $2, $3.99 out there. It's way under the freaking radar right now. the trade paperback just freaking hit out there right now, but that's when you ought to know that that's out there. Hot new releases that came out this week. Star Wars Rebels. This one was a
Is that the thank you?
yes, sir. It was the thank you variant. This one's by IDW. It was a one per store. And then most of the stores that got it already sold out, or they just freaking quadrupled the freaking
Yeah,
price.
this is a ghost.
Yep. So what I am thinking about doing is I am thinking about giving it away sometime this week. I don't know if I'm going to give it out on Drunken Chat or before then, but I just hit 300 users on TikTok. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to freaking grab all those people that freaking join my TikTok, and I'm going to put them in some type of. I can't do the wheel. I don't think I can do the wheel of names. I got to check into how many people I can put in the wheel of names. Is it 500? If it's 500, then I'll do the wheel of names. If it's not, then maybe I'll do like the
You'll
duck
spin the
race.
muffin wheel.
Well, maybe I'll do the I can either spin muffin wheel or I can do the duck race. We'll see which is the best option. Avengers Forever #6, the first appearance of the Star Panther,
Duck this book.
and first appearance versus Killmonger as like the Celestial or something like that. So, it was
No, thank
so
you.
yeah.
It
So
just,
I mean, it's
so you're
so
basically combining Black Panther and Superman in this.
yes. I don't know what to think of this book, right? Look, it's sold out at the distributor level. Like, retailers are not going to be able to reorder this thing, right? So, and Midtown, they're sold out. So I don't know what to think about this book. This might be one of those.
It's gonna be one of those that hits
People
you
are
that-
going to forget this book by next week, right? It's not going to. This I would be really surprised if this popped up on the top 10 or anything like that. This is going to be one of those joints that.
If this
But-
hits all the top 10 lists at least 1 week, I won't be surprised. But if it hits it 2 weeks in a row, I'll be shocked.
Right. It was on the top 25 advanced pre-order, like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I
But
saw
I
that.
don't. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to make it on the top 10 or anything. Then also sold out at the distributors and a lot of stores is, I called this one, Ghost Rider Peach Momoko. That's the one where Ghost Rider is climbing his way out of a pile of freaking bones while his motorcycle is on fire in the background. It's an amazing freaking piece. And
Moko's better works.
it's good. It's just good. I got to freaking check if I got any freaking copies around here. Then of course the Miles Morales Spider-Man #38. That's the first appearance of Billy Morales.
Spider Smasher.
Yep, and the first appearance of her as an adult. First appearance of Slim the General. First appearance of Ganki. At Ganki the General. So a lot of first appearances as in different positions and all that
And
other
there
good
was a
stuff.
Bartel cover for this as well. If memory serves me correct. It was a design 1 in 10, I believe.
Yes, there was a 1 in 10. But the one that didn't necessarily sell out, but there was a 150 and that one sold out.
Yeah.
The Closet issue #1 that also came out this week.
That is by James Tinian. And anyone in the New York City area, Tinian is doing a signing at Midtown this Saturday at 1 p.m. with
Okay.
Closet #1.
Okay, neat.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get there because I'm trying to book Tinian for something.
Good Boy Volume 2 issue #1. That one sold out as well. It's pretty good. It's weird because it's got the dog as kind of an archer. It's weird. All right, let's go.
Which one dog did do that?
Yeah. FOC books that are
Yeah,
on
before we get to
FOC.
FOC, can I mention a real bit real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
It's Stranger Things #1 from the first Stranger Things comic series had a Walmart black and white variant, and it just looks really cool.
Well, so here's the question: have you seen this season 4 yet?
I binged it in one night.
Okay. Well, from here, do we think Stranger Things has any more legs? Because the kids are growing up. I would say you have maybe one more
I think
season.
if they do, it's gonna end at season 5,
Because
assuming that they can
they're
keep all
not.
the kids on
y-
board.
Yeah, they're not cute anymore. You're running out of '80s stuff to freaking put in there. You're almost running into the freaking '90s, and it's not gonna be cute
86.
anymore.
I think they can only get like one more year out of 87 before it becomes stale. I think.
hmm And then of course you got this lawsuit by the guy who claims um, that they stole it from him, even though he didn't really register it with the APA Writers Association. He did try and register it with the Library of Congress.
And
Um,
don't people know for $25 you can register your shit with the Writers Guild?
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know,
go to
but
the Writers Guild of America for $25 if you want to register something with them. You can do it without being a member of the guild,
mm,
and that's one to grow on, bitches.
yeah,
Yeah.
but all right, let's get into the FOC stuff. Superman Action Comics number 1044. There's a Perillo, Kal-El Rising. Looks like I don't know whether this is Superman or yeah, I guess this is Kal-El. He's got a little bit of a different suit where it's got the chains around his logo.
Oh wow.
Aquaman number 5. It's the first I've seen in a long time of Aquaman and Mirror on the cover. And then this is it's a little bait for the ladies. Aquaman number 5. I think this is. I don't want to say it's Middleton, but it looks reminiscent of some of the stuff that Josh Middleton used to do. Then DC versus Vampire Killers. This is a homage to. You remember that Batman cover where his cape is all around this girl, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a homage to that one.
That's the McFarlane cover.
Yeah. And it's
423.
$4.99. Yeah. Then there's I think this is Harley Quinn. This is Harley Quinn and Catwoman. Um, must have went to Costa Rica or something to get some ass operations because all of a sudden she's got a whole bunch of ass on this one. Deathstroke,
Excellent.
Deathstroke Inc. number 10. It's got a couple of covers. One is a 1 of 25, which has got too much shit on there, and the other one is just him on
Title will be
his.
readable again.
Yeah, well, we'll see, man.
Shadow
Look,
War sucked.
nobody read it, man.
I read it.
Look, you can't have an assassin and just have it serious all the time. They need to look at what they did with Deadpool and do something like that. So stay by. Let me fix my headphones. Stay by. All right. There is another Batman comic. This one is I forget the issue number on this one, but this one's kind of interesting because what's the name of Ra's al Ghul's daughter?
Talia.
Talia, right? Batman is on the cover kissing Talia. He's got her in his arms. In the meantime, she's got one of the battle rings pointed at his fucking neck. If that ain't love.
What Batman book is this? Because there's only like 100 of them.
Well, let's see. Give me a quick second. Let me log in.
All right.
I used to be good at freaking putting the names to this, but no.
It's a cool cover. Yeah, Batman should learn if you're gonna do things with Talia, stuff is gonna happen. He never learns his lesson, man. Batman, this is how Damian was born.
No, Batman got raped. That's how he was born.
He was
Oh yeah,
it
so
was boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka.
yep. Oh yeah, so the artist for that Aquaman joint where he's half naked is by David Talaski. That's the cover D.
Okie doke.
And
That's it.
The DC vs. Vampire, that homage to McFarlane, that's Brett Booth and Jonathan Glapion.
Yep.
The one of Catwoman and Harley Quinn, that is another DC Vampires Killer #1 by 1 in 25 by Paola Pantalina.
So that's a 1 in 25. All right.
The one of Deathstroke cleaning his gun on the front deck is by Ivan Tao. So that's
Nice.
a change up. That's a change up because he usually likes to draw a bunch of women with their asses all out. Then this Batman book is Detective Comics number 1061, cover A by Ivan Reese and Danny Mickey.
Nice. All right, so it's an open order book.
Yes, sir. Yep. Then there is the Joker number 15.
Is this the final issue of this?
I'm not sure. Let's see.
So I could have sworn that they were ending this tie-in with the Joker, unfortunately, because it's really good.
It's 15 of 15. So this is the final one. And this one is Guillaume March. It's got Bane and Vengeance, so Bane and his daughter on the cover.
That's all right. I'm going to be ordering a couple of those.
And then let's see what's Robin number 15. There's a photo on the cover, and it's Batman, Talia, and Damien on the cover, and kind of like a family pose type deal. It's weird. And in the middle of the photo is a knife. Then there's back to that Batman Detective Comics number 1061. There's one by Lee Bermejo.
All right.
This Batman standing around. Then there's I'm trying to find this one. Detective Comics number 1061, 1 to 25 by Aaron McDermott. And it's just it's just the freaking Riddler freaking standing around. So don't buy this one on FLC. Wait later. I guarantee you they'll be playing these around for like $10.
Yeah, wait 2 weeks.
Harley Quinn number 16 by Derek Chu. It's got Harley Quinn sitting on the Batman spotlight.
That's nice.
There's a Gay Pride Harley Quinn. And
Amazon, stop.
by Ben Oliver. It's not bad at all. Then there's another number 16, 1 in 25 by Ivan Tao.
All the Ivan Tao goodness.
Sir. Then Robin number 15 also has a 1 in 25 by Mario Fusillo, where he is basically on the cover kissing Flatline. That's a new character that started in the I forget the name of the freaking
issue 1.
I'm trying to see who this else is on the cover. And there's some weird dude on the cover next to Batman. Like checking it out. I don't know what's out now. Suicide Ablaze. It's got a bunch of remnants from the Suicide Squad, and their stuff is on fire for some freaking reason. But this is a black label, so we'll see what's going on with that one. Right. Task Force Z number 9. There is a 125. It's basically Grundy. So it's weird because Task Force Z, its whole purpose is that they bring back villains back to life to control them, to help them fight crime and all this other stuff. Well, Grundy, Solomon Grundy is already dead. Yeah, he's already dead. So for them to bring him back to make him part of the Task Force Z, it's weird.
I haven't read Task Force Z since issue 3 or 4, so I'm behind.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's like it's got an interesting premise. It's just that it gets lost in the the pile of other books.
Yeah,
right.
In the shuffle.
Yes, sir. All right. Crystal Planet. This is by Opus. Has an action figure. It's a 1 of 5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has this one is like a cover A, and it's weird because it's got Krang, but you know how he often has those robotic bodies shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got a alligator for a body on the cover of this one.
Holy shit!
So don't know what that's supposed to be about. Crystal Planet also has a 1 in 20 that's screwed up. GI Joe number 295 has a 1 of 10 by John Royal, which is her name the Duchess?
Maybe it's been a long while since I read a GI Joe book.
It's the lady, it's the bad lady, the lady that's with Destro all the time. I forget what her name
Oh, the
is.
Baroness.
There you go, the Baroness. Yeah, she's on the cover, holding two pea
How?
shooters. Department of Truth. There is a one in, I want to say one. It's either a 1 in 25 or a 1 in 50. And it's basically got the Russian bear on it with the little communist symbol. Kind of very abstract. Then there's also the cover A, which is of the American Eagle with the American flag behind it. Also very abstract.
Interesting.
Uh,
That should do well.
we'll see, man. I think people have kind of forgotten about Department of Truth. Where do we go from here? There's a cover A of a dude in the pig mask. Then don't forget there is a one per store record, or what do we
Good
call it?
luck with
DLX
that, peeps.
LP. Amazing Spider-Man number 5, Daughterman Hellfire Saga variant. It's got Miles Morales and his new suit. Then there's Black Panther at number 7. It also has a Hellfire Gala. Don't even know who this. It's like Dazzler. Yeah, it might be Dazzler. Captain America Sentinel Liberty Momoko. It's actually a pretty good cover for Captain America. I actually like it.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Carnage number 4, David Nakayama. Don't forget Fortnite X Marvel Zero War number 2. It's going to have a 1 of 50 Nakayama. The reason why I say don't forget is because these books have codes in them, and you got to collect all of the. At least one.
What is the code for this one?
It's a Spider-Man outfit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in order to get the big code, you got to get all 5 of them, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. There's also a 1 of 25 Barons, which I think is better because it's got Doctor Doom fighting a. I don't know whether it's a random robot. Yeah, it might be just a random robot on
Maybe.
the cover. Ghost Rider is going to have a Momoko cover. It's like, man. Amazing Spider-Man number 50 is going to have a JS Ribic variant, and it looks pretty damn good, man. It's, I hate all these Spider-Man covers that look the same, but it actually looks pretty good though.
No, I have to read issue 2. I liked issue 1 so far, so.
Yeah, it's definitely got some intriguing stuff happening. Then there's also a Amazing Spider-Man number 5 has a Miguel Mercado variant. Black Panther number 7 by Alex Ross. Sabretooth number 5 by Maria Wolf. And let me tell you, man, she is killing some of these artists on this. She is killing this.
I mean, I think Sabretooth's book is hot garbage, but I'll support Maria.
I mean, I just showed the Carnage number 4 Diva Nakayama. She would kill Nakayama. She is killing people on
She would kill it on Carnage or Venom.
And then the very next one that I got is same title, Sabretooth number 5 by Momoko. You look at the.
Put them up side by side, man, because I think the Maria Wolf kicks ass all over that Momoko, yo.
It does, man. Star Wars Helicon Legacy number 4 by EM Just. And this one looks actually pretty good. Thor number 25, second print, 1 in 25 by Frank Sketch. So this one was the cover A. And this one they just took out all the colors, they just left the sketch, and it looks amazing. So don't forget that Thor number 25 was the supposedly first appearance of the Celestial Hulkbuster. So take that for what you guys want. X-Men Hellfire Gala number 1 has a 1/100 by Art Germ. Looks amazing. I love the colors. Love it. Is it 1/100 freaking good? No, but it still looks amazing. But then there is a 1/50 by Adam Hughes, which has She-Hulk. She's got Wanda in one hand, and then she's got Black Widow hanging from the other.
That is awesome sauce.
It's amazing. So is that worth 50? Yes, it is. So I'm gonna get 2 of these and just get the Archer by accident. So then the Thor second print is by Colo, and it's got the Celestial Hulkbuster right there on the cover. Buffy 97 1 of 10. It's got a kind of a homage to the 90s, man, with a very weird 90s triangular freaking background. And then there is a Buffy 97 number 1, which is a homage to the Scream movie that came out. I thought it was like 96 or 97. I'm not sure. Don't forget that there's something that's killing the children is going to have there is a bandana. Um, so this is not the first bandana. Like I'm talking about something that goes around your freaking mouth. So when the
Yep.
pandemic first started, they actually for free sent bandanas out to the freaking stores. So now for that same one, they're asking for $20, which no, when you give it the context of the fact that they give it out for free, I'm down with that. Life Zero number 5 has got it covered by Mark Gicchetto. Once again, this is the prisoner who kind of breaks out during the zombie apocalypse. Niobe Origins number 1. This is we talked about these 3 weeks ago. There are some delicious covers for these. I'm not going to describe them for you.
No, because we need Autumn and the manager here to do that description
Sure.
justice.
But there is a 1 of 20 going out for that one. Space Lady by Behemoth, number 1. I don't know how to describe that. Actually, let me see. Did I pull up the solicitor for this one? Unfortunately, I did not. All right. But these are kind of weird covers as well, man. Behemoth, number 1 by Black Caravan. It once again when it comes to tentacles. This is where it's at.
Porn for the
Tentacle-
win.
Tentacle
Yeah.
porn and claws and shit. They know what we're looking for. This one's by Jay Woodward. Getting into some of the toys. There's an Andre the Giant action figure coming out. There's also a Fantastic Four Fire Lord action figure coming out. And you're like, what? Why? What the fuck? Who is Fire Lord? Well, I tell you guys, the first things I always see right before somebody's getting ready to come out in a TV series or movie is action figures. Right. So here's
The
your
Fire Lord, one of Galactus's heralds too, to tie it into Marvel Cosmic.
his first appearance was in
Thor
Mighty-
225.
Yes, sir. Then there's also the Japanese Spider-Man. His first appearance was in the movie. Hold up, messed that up.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Number 12.
2015 series number 12, I think.
Spider-Verse Part 4. Yep.
And there was also a TV guide from the 1970s, which has the Japanese Spider-Man on the cover from that TV special.
Okay.
I like to thank for that tidbit over at True First on CBSI. Topher's awesome. Check him out.
DC Steel has an action figure coming out. I don't know why they keep pushing DC Steel. I don't know whether he's coming out.
Maybe because of he is a major part of the Superman and Lois show that's popular.
Really? Is Lois? Lois and Clark popular? I don't know.
The Lois and Superman show is the best DC show on the CW, and I know that's not saying much.
Yeah, because I had it in the background. It was just I couldn't watch it, man. It's just like, I couldn't get.
And it's not probably the only thing Superman that I actually follow on a regular basis, because all the books are shit.
Let's see what else we got. Oh, and White Zombie Murder Legend Bela Lugosi. It's kind of a homage to the first ever movie that mentioned The Walking Dead, White Zombie. This one is going to be released by Star Ace Toys, and it's going to be limited to 200 pieces.
Oh Oh wow, what's the retail on that?
I think it's like $19.99 or something like that.
It's not that bad.
Not bad.
And that's an
It's 'cause-
FOC for this week.
Yes, sir. This one is one of those back pages. Like you don't just find it from clicking on the front page. You got to go to the back page to find this bad boy.
Yeah, I'm taking a note on
And
that
then
right now. That's pretty sweet.
Let's see. Is that it? No, that's not it. I had some. Let me find it because I had the stuff that's coming out this week. Oh yeah, okay, there it is. All right. All right, so coming out this week, that should be on the shelves this week. You're gonna have Amazing Spider-Man #3. That's that 1/100 Usagi variant. Right, it looks good. It's just that this is not her first appearance, so for them to expect us to pay for 100 fucking books, that's freaking nuts.
Yeah, if you see this for under 100,
Grab it.
75 or below, I would snag it.
Right, because yeah, I mean, it should cost retailers about 200 bucks for this freaking book, but I guarantee you there'll be some idiot out there selling it for 75. It's not even sold out at Midtown right now, so nobody cared about this book.
Yeah.
Batman Killing Time #4. This one is starting to sell out. This is it's a 1/25 by Ben Oliver. This is the one with Catwoman against a pink background. Miss Meow #1. No further comment. Batman number 1060, the gold foil by Jock. This is not sold out by any means, so definitely look for some good value on this one. Doctor Who Origins. This is going to be the first in-story book for the new African American. Oh, I don't know if so. I don't. So all right, on the cover, there's an African American lady, right?
Okay.
But she's not the first African American Doctor Who, because in the story, the first Doctor Who was a little girl, and that little girl was African American. So take that for what you want. But in comic, there's this one, but this is not her first like go around, because there was actually a free comic book day Doctor Who that had the exact same photo. But no, as racist as some of these fans are, I don't think she'll last long. So you might start seeing her, at the Comic Cons, and we can go ahead have her sign that shit.
Yeah, that to get SSPs right there.
Multiversity Teen Justice #1. This is the gender swapped teens and everything. Poison Ivy #1, cover G by Warren Lau. There's a cardstock foil variant.
Well.
1/100.
Yep.
So it's gonna be tough. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero #293. There's a 1/10. That's the one with all 3 Snake Eyes on there.
Yep.
This one is already starting to sell out. Transformers, Last Spot Standing #2. Cover B by John Allison. This one has got it looks like a Autobot riding a horse.
Nice.
I think the horse looks like it's actually a robot as well. So it's weird. Twig #1. Excuse me, not Twig #1. Twig #2 by Scotty Young.
Yep.
Then there's a Momoko variant. That's the one with the big eye. Then Savage Avengers. There's a Jenny Frizen. That's one with Cloak and Dagger on the cover.
Alrighty.
And then Gwenverse #2. There's a Diva Nakayama second print. And then La Pièce de la Résistance, the one that you must hunt down right now. There's a Fortnite X Marvel Zero War #1, the Diamond exclusive Tauren variant. That's one with Miles Morales and one of the Fortnite characters. This was not even available through Penguin Random House. It was only available through Diamond. There was only 3,000 of these printed.
Holy shit.
So, if you can find them out there, freaking grab them. Don't leave
Feel
them on
like Kraven
shelves.
the Hunter on this one,
Yeah,
man.
don't even expect these to be on the shelves. If you find somebody out there with a good price, the last price that I saw at Midtown Songing for was like 25. So if you see it out there, freaking for less than that, freaking go ahead and freaking grab it.
Be kind to your comic book retailer, and when it comes to stuff like this, be like, hey, man, you know, put one aside for me. Offer to sweep their floors and shit. Do whatever, man.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. Hold on.
What the fuck is that?
That's my phone. All right, so the last piece, and then we'll get on out of here. I'll leave it to you, Adam. Is Dark Arc, the complete series. There's going to be a trade paperback that's on FOC. For those that don't know what Dark Arc is, there was the story about Noah and his ark, right, where you carry all the animals and sit on the freaking ark,
He was
two by
every
two,
animal, and
right?
God came to him and said, Noah, you're going to build this boat, and you and your family's going to survive inside your head the whole fucking planet.
Right. So there's always the thing about, well, if God put all the animals, why did he leave snakes and bugs and all that stuff? Well, it's because according to Dark Arc, there was a second arc, and on that arc was all the creepy, crazy creatures. Freaking. That's where the alligators were. That's where all the snakes were, and manticores and unicorns.
So the animals that weren't cute and cuddly.
Yeah, unicorn. Yeah, unicorns were on there. Fucking vampires are on that motherfucker. So I can't believe that people let this one go, and this is not.
I want this just to read so I can talk about it, but
it's amazing.
Since I'm going to hell for all the other religious books I pimp on the channel, like that Jesus book we talked about last week.
Look, you get into heaven by God's grace. Just remember that, man. So, ever searching for him and ever putting your hand out, and just don't touch the kitties. Just leave the kitties alone. You might be
damn right, man.
But that's all I got, man. Freaking the floor is yours, sir.
Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. I'd like to thank you for inviting me into your homes, into your hearts. Thank you for allowing me to be a member of your Wednesday night awesome sauce family. Remember, you don't need sight to have a vision, and I really thank you for helping me turn my dreams into reality. I'd like to thank Chris McDonald for being a guest. Please go support him. His artwork is amazing. Want to thank my sponsors, Glamour Under the Stars. Glamour Under the Stars has an amazing event in Orlando, Florida, at Dave & Buster's Slam Down Orlando with Lisa Ann. And will be our special guest next Wednesday. We'll be nailing Pellin, talking to Lisa Ann next week. Thanks to Glamour Under the Stars. Tell them what I sent you. Also want to thank the Mike Zappick over at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. If you want to buy one of those prints that I was talking about, unfortunately I didn't get mine in yet, or I would have given one away. But check out Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. Get all your Jay and Silent Bob merchandise. Love you, Mike. Exotica will be in October. It'll be me, the manager, Autumn. Come party at Exotica with Awesome Sauce Radio, October 23rd to October 23rd, and it's in New Jersey. Want to thank Al Mega for producing the show in the beginning. Want to thank Lucas Tashina, chilling. He'll bitch slap me later for using his government name, but if you need anything, go to the pull box, go to drunkenschatsson.com, get in touch with him. He'll hook you up with great deals and great books. Remember, it's not his fault that Marvel uses that shitty toilet paper stuff, but Paul Box is awesome sauce. Tell him. Check out all my brothers and sisters on the Comic Crusaders, www.comiccrusaders.com, Undercover Capes. Check the replay out on Demon Seed Radio on Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. Keep one foot in the gutter, one fist in the goal. Don't sit to have vision. 420. Happy 420. Use a condom. Pay for your porn. Stay safe. Love you all. Blind out. I'm out.
Holy shit. 24/7.